Shout out to the thinking class. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. We are live right now. Shout out to the chat room. Shout out to you, Wade. Shout out to everybody that's listening in the clouds. Don't rob yourself of being authentic in a world of fakes. Don't rob yourself of being authentic in a world of fakes. Don't rob yourself of being authentic in a world of fakes. Fakes. People being pretentious or being not authentic. Don't rob yourself of being. Don't rob yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. We're going to talk about it today. So let's get it going. Shout out to the thinking class. Actually, Fierce Soul wanted to talk about this, so we're going to talk about it. Let me do some stuff. There's t-shirts. You see the t-shirt is out. So the t-shirt is out. Don't get mad. Just leave. I'm looking for a nice place to actually, I don't know, the t-shirt must have disappeared. Yeah, it did. I'm looking for a nice place where we can actually even actually sell it and get it to you guys. The other thing too we're working on is this private community where you can come in and you find people that like-minded and also transformation. So we're going to be big on transformation. It's one thing to hear this information because everybody is addicted to information without getting addicted to transformation. So I'm going to say it again later on. Everybody's addicted to information, but nobody's addicted to transformation. So I'm going to say that again later on in the broadcast, but let's get it going. So today we're talking about don't rob yourself from being authentic in a world of fakes. As social media has it's just what's happening in social media is nothing new. What happened in social media is nothing new. What you're seeing with social media, we can all condemn social media, but social media, as we already know, is just a tool. Before social media, there was the paper. Before the paper, there was other means of what people pretended to be something that they were not. But when we look at the word authentic, that means undisputed original. Undisputed original. Let me make sure we get that correct. It's the undisputed original. What's going on? Major topic. What's going on, Yahoo? Undisputed original. I mean, there's when you're authentic, there's the undisputed original. That means there's a difference. What's going on, Kenosha? There's a difference between those who there's a difference between the real Mona Lisa painting and the fake Mona Lisa painting. The undisputed original, that's what authentic is. There's nothing in the world that would dispute that this is the original, or that you are the original. So when it's just genuine, it is genuine, the undisputed original, the genuine. So we have a lot of people in this space, in this world, YouTube streets, YouTubians, Facebookians, and everywhere who don't get that, but I want to make sure you get authentic. It is the undisputed original. And I remember years ago, I read a book. I can't remember the guy's name. He had a book, and it's a shame to live as a copy. It's a shame to die. It's a shame to live as a copy and die not your original, something to that way. It was a great book. I don't even have the book in my library anymore. It was a great book. This man wrote. We have so many people who are enamored of not being the undisputed original and being genuine. And guess what? They'd rather fall for being the fake. So we got a lot of fake posers, people who pretending, who are not who they say they are. Just keep it real 100, keep it 100%. Shout out to True Savage. He actually the one who won, no, not True Savage, but Fierce Soul, who wanted to talk about this. So we need to make sure we understand the language that I'm using, that it is the undisputed original. So, so how does this apply to you? You have to come to grips that you are the undisputed original you. Now we understand there's no original thought, boom, 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 boom. We can go many ways with that. But you got to come to grips that you are the undisputable original. You may be a composite of your mother and your father, your grandmother, your sister, brother, whatever the case may be, but you are the undisputed original. You are the genuine. There's no one who can talk quite like you. No one has the same fingerprints as you. There is no one who can dance just the same way you do. When you understand and grab a hold that being authentic is that you the undisputed original. You are originally who you are. You are. Thank you, Spirit Soul. This is for you. You are the undisputed original. Now we have a whole debate about who's the origin of hip hop, who's the origin of this religion, who's the origin of that. We can who this and this and that. Okay, I'm not getting into that. I don't want to get into those debates about those original. I want to get down to where you are at. Do you realize that you are an undisputable original of who you are? Let me take it a little bit step further since we're going to go there. You are the undisputed original of what? God. Once you realize, it changes how you look at life and how people interact with you, because you realize that you are the undisputable original. They can get documentations, they can get people to do, they can do liar to get tests to see if you are the real. They can test the ink, they can test everything, but you have to be clear that you are the undisputed original of you, not nobody else. You might have got mentored, you might have got information from somewhere else, but you got to come to grips that you are the undisputable original. That is authentic. And what happens is we have a lot of people who, and the next definition is genuine. We have a lot of people who are not genuine, who are not the undisputed original of themselves, not of somebody else, of themselves. There's many people who can imitate Michael Jackson. A lot of people who imitate Prince. But at the end of the day, there is only one Prince and there is only one Michael Jackson. There's many people who imitate Alice Cooper, but there's only one Alice Cooper. There's many people, especially coming around this Halloween season, you know, all the people who going to dress up as Kiss. But there are only one original group of Kiss. There's only one group. There's only one. You might have thought they was clowns, whatever the case may be, but there's only one original Kiss. There's only one Gene Simmons. I don't care how much they do the makeup like it. I don't care how much they cover the songs. They can have on the stacks like Kiss, but there's only one rock group called Kiss who wore makeup just like that. There's only one. When you realize that they are the undisputed truth, the undisputed what? They're the undisputed what? Of who they are. They are original Kiss. Once you realize that, it changes the whole way you look at life. There's many people who try to imitate Kiss. When doing the 80s, there's a lot of people who had Jerry curls who tried to be Michael Jackson. I mean, a lot of people. It was just one guy when I would go downtown to get some shoes at this particular place. I wanted some Adidas. And it was just one guy. He worked there. He had his whole Jerry curl look like Michael Jackson, but he was buff. I said, man, this is crazy. This guy looked like Michael Jackson in the face before the surgery, but had a Jerry curl was like this. I knew it wasn't Michael Jackson, but he looked like Michael Jackson, but he was not the undisputed what? Original. I went in there to go get my Adidas with no shoestrings in them. I did not with them. I went to go get my Adidas, and I just was like, this is downtown Cleveland. I'm like, man, this guy looked like, and I've thought about it, how this guy gonna look 10 years later when Michael Jackson goes out, or whatever the case may be, he gonna still look like Michael Jackson. That's why you must become authentically you. And a lot of people have not got in touch with the original you or the authentic you because they're afraid of tapping into the deep parts of who they are. They're afraid to tap into being that person because of fear of rejection, or the fear of you're not going to be like others, or the fear that everyone's going to talk about it. So you gotta think about it. When you become, what happens is we have so many people, especially in this social media age, baby, who wants to be like someone else instead of wanting to be like who they are. Let me say that we have so many people who want to be like somebody else, from down to the hairstyles, down to everything. I understand being in style and not looking like a weirdo. That's one thing. But it's like everybody got the same hairstyle, and everybody look the same, and no one is trying to be the authentic self. But because it's comfortable being fitted in than being your authentic self, or you risk being called eccentric, or you risk being calling weird, or something's weird about you. Being authentic or being or undisputed original comes down to this. It's when you get both all that's inside of you to align, when you get your spirit, soul, mind, and body to align, where you are congruent, and you are congruent with yourself, you're congruent with God, and you are now your authentic self, and you speak from a place of not being fake or a poser, but you speak from a place of depth that it will shake those around you. Be your authentic self. That means be your undisputed what? Self of who you are. Many people, as I said last week about speaking your truth, now it's about being authentic. Many people are robbing themselves. Robbing them. They're robbing themselves, but they're robbing the world itself, of their uniqueness of who they are, by being a copy. Let me say that again. Many people are robbing themselves and the world of being their authentic self. Think about it. If all the rock bands became like Kiss, what would be the value of listening to Kiss if every rock band became like Kiss? Would it be the value of listening to Run DMC and everybody wanted to be like Run DMC? What's the value of listening to Drake if everybody decided, hey, I want to be like Drake, and sing along with their raps? All I want to do is be successful. If everybody started doing that. What if everybody wanted to rap like Lil Wayne? Where is the uniqueness? In your being authentic, you find a jewel there. You find a gem there. And that gem that you find is your uniqueness, which is people are afraid of it. Let me say that again. When you become authentic, you find something that is unique about you. There's nothing intrinsically different, or nothing of value that is always the same. It becomes valuable when it's an undisputed, what, original, and you find out the uniqueness of it. As they say in the diamond world, there is not one diamond that is the same because of the cuts. They may all look the same, but the cuts may be different, and the shine and the glitter and the this and that may be all different. You got to understand, you have to, in order to celebrate your what uniqueness, your authentic, being authentic, you must be also begin to see how unique you are. The way you process things, the way you think about things. Most people are afraid of their uniqueness, and therefore they throw away their being authentic. There will never be another LDA. I got my sons look just like me. I can't deny them boys. Some boys look like me. They can say, "You not my daddy," but guess what? Them boys look like me. They'd even walk like me. Their way of processing is like me. But they are not me. I am the undisputable original. That's this. When you understand this, you'll stop robbing the world of your being authentic and being unique. Especially brothers of being. This is don't take being unique as being weird or eclectic or you being eccentric and I'm climbing up trees and eating flowers in the middle of the day and no, I'm not talking about that. It's deeper than just behavior. It's deeper than just a mindset. It becomes your character of who you are because you are tapped into your authentic self. We have too many people dying as copies and not being originals. Too many people dying as copies. You want to be like Kevin Samuels. You want to be like this one. You want to be like that one. You want to be like this one. You want to be like that. You can learn something from those people. But at the end of the day, you must be your authentic, deep to the core. I'm not talking about dress. Dress is important. I'm not talking about style. Style is important. But I'm talking about at your core is where your authentic self sits down at. It is where you sit down and you are who you are. And many times our environment has shaped us to not embrace our uniqueness or you embrace our authentic, being authentic. Our environments have said, no, don't do that. Think about it. There's a difference between Barry White and Marvin Gaye. Let me say that again. There's a difference between Marvin Gaye and Barry White, two unique, different voices, authentically who they are, different ways of looking at life. I'm starting to stutter. Okay. So I want you to get this. Many times the environment has crushed you being authentic because why do they want to crush your being authentic? I said this before. It's because it's about control. If I can control you from being your original, undisputed original, your genuine self, I will lead you around with a ring in your nose everywhere you go. And the sad truth, especially brothers, I'm talking to you, especially men, I'm talking to you. You have not really tapped into who you are, your authentic self. When you can sit down in the seat of being authentic in your thoughts, in your ways of thinking, in your process, you're going to see your life begin to unfold. Then you begin to, like I said, you begin to celebrate the uniqueness of who you are. Most people have a problem with being unique. I ain't saying strange. I ain't talking about eclectic. I ain't talking about weird and all. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about really being who you really are. I'm not even talking about I'm not even talking about any stars or even Yay and all that. No, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about none of them. When are you going to come to grips that you're going to be your undisputed original? Undisputed. There will never be another Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali. Ever, ever. His grandson looked just like him, but he is not him. It's the same thing with you. When are you going to tap and be the what? Your authentic self, your undisputed original. Let me go a little bit further. When you become your undisputed original self, you are not intimidated by other people who are being their authentic self. But what does irritate you? When you embrace being your authentic self, your uniqueness of who you are, one thing that's going to irritate you, and it happen. And I want somebody to guess in the chat room. Somebody let me know in the chat room. What do you think that one thing that's going to just going to irk you? Can somebody tell me in the chat room? What is that one thing that's going to irk you that you like, oh my God, I can't take it. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that one thing when you embrace your complete, authentic self? It is one thing that's going to rub you like rubbing a cat the wrong way. Them being better than you are? Nope, that's close. Bam. Yep. What you're going to find out when you begin to put on the coat of being your authentic self, you're going to find out that people who are being posers and being fakes, pretending on YouTube, online and offline, and that's not who they are, it's going to bother the heavens, the dickens out of you, fakeness. It's like you can almost smell it a mile away. It's like, this you lying. That ain't, no. I know people say, no, it's going to be utopia. You're going to be, you're going to have the angels singing and God's going to shine. No, what's going to irritate you the most is fake people. People who are saying one thing, or as James Brown would say, they're talking loud, but they ain't saying nothing. It's going to bother you when you run across somebody who's not authentic. Fakeness is it is a byproduct of being what? Authentic. Now, what I mean by bother you, I mean that you just get all disturbed, you can't eat, you can't function like that. I'm not saying that. But it is going to irritate you, counterfeit. It's going to because they're what? They're not being undisputed, the original. It bothers a master craftsman to look at a painting of Mona Lisa and realize that this is a copy or a fake. It bothers a person who went through many years of study at a particular subject, and you watch them begin to talk as if they know what they're doing and where they're going, and then you realize this person don't know what they're talking about. You're looking at all the holes and their arguments and debates, and you realize this person is borderline crazy because they're not being authentic, and the fakeness it's like scratching nails against the blackboard. It just gets under your skin because you cannot stand the fakeness. That's what happens when you begin to sit with or begin to embrace your authentic self. And equally so, you will irritate, bother people who are fake. It's like oil and water. You might as well keep it 100. It will bother you. You will bother them because you are so authentic, because you embrace your unique. It would just, they get around you and they get fidgety. They start acting crazy. They start over explaining. Hey man, you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, I did this. I was 10 toes down in the game. I was doing this. I was out here I was rapping with Bum B. I was down there with Puff Daddy. I remember when Eazy-E was here. They start over explaining themselves to cover their fakeness. Man, y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know why or I can go with the Bible. No, I read the Bible from beginning to end, from Genesis to Revelations, and I know all the prophets and the minor prophets. I know when he met when the windows of heaven. I know what he said in the last book of the Old Testament. They start over explaining themselves. You like, hey, okay. They got to prove that they are the original. Because they are undisputed, not the original. They're not genuine. You know how they do. They start explaining them. Yo, man, I remember when Tim's first came out. I was there when he came up with the idea of Timberlands. And I was like, yeah, put them down, drop them down in New York and let people in New York rock them. You know the guys in New York gonna rock. I was there, son. They over-explain themselves because they're not being their authentic self. I done read across a lot of people who do that. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, come on, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You will irritate people who are fake. And you will be irritated by people who are fake. They over explain themselves. Do you know what I'm saying? I was there when dreadlocks, when they say, yo, man, I'm gonna come to dread. They was there when they came with I told them to call it dreadlocks. I was there. They were there for everything. Over explaining themselves to cover their fakeness because they knew they wasn't there. I remember a guy, I'm just crazy. I knew a guy. Every time he looked around, he was taking a picture with a famous minister or preacher, whatever the case may be. I was like, come on, man. Every time I looked on his Facebook, he taking a picture with some minister or somebody like this. I want to say, man, what about you? What about you, bro? I'm not saying that he was being fake. I'm saying that he had not embraced his true authentic self. But you will irritate fake people. They almost get like, and this is a bad example because I know some people who would. This is a bad example. It's like the person who's is a bad example. But it's like the person, they know they being fake. Hey, yo, man, can I get $1 from you? Can I get $1 holla from you? And they know I'm going to get some out the store. They know they're taking that $1 to add to the other $1 to go get them a 40 ounce. Come on, man. Y'all feel like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Their fakeness will irritate you and you will irritate their fakeness. Because you're being your authentic. See, being authentic really doesn't mean that you say, no, I know story time. You being authentic is not so much what you say. It is how you live. Let me say that. We got a lot of people, like I said with James Brown's song, talking loud, but ain't saying nothing. You being your authentic self really has nothing to do with your what? What you say. Is being your authentic self and who you are. When you walk in a room, they feel that you are authentic. And you know they're going to buy that 40 ounce. Y'all know they're going to buy that 40 ounce. I don't care what y'all say. They know they're going to buy that. You're going to buy that 40 ounce. I done heard it and said it. I heard it. You know it. Just tell me the truth, bro. Hey, man, I need a couple dollars, couple change. I want to get that. I'm going to get a 40 ounce. I'm going to go get some OE. I'm going to get some what's the other stuff? OE, and I can't think of all the stuff that was used to be out there. I'm going to get that. Just be honest. When you are embracing your being authentic, you realize that you have to be on. In this book that this guy wrote named LDA, Lawrence D. Adams, he wrote this book. In the book, he said, in the beginning of the book, he said, be honest with yourself first, because everything else is just an illusion. Be honest with yourself, because everything else. When I heard Lawrence D. Adams read that in his book and wrote that the first chapter in the book that he wrote, he said, be honest with yourself first, because everything else is an illusion. What happens is you cannot embrace your being authentic if you're not honest, and if you have not embraced your uniqueness. But y'all know what it is. You see, sometimes you can listen to some content creators or some people, and they know they ain't never been. They talk about, I'm from the trap, man. I'm from down the way. If you take them down the way, ain't nobody down the way knows them. Some people say I worked in corporate America. I was down 10 toes down in corporate America. I did this. You know that their fakeness, that they are not telling the truth. See, when you are the undisputed original, you don't have to lie about who you are. You just who you are. You don't even have to plead your case. It is what it is. When you are the original, undisputed original, you don't need to prove to anybody, well, this is what I do, and this is what I am, and this is where I'm going. You don't need to do that, because does the Mona Lisa picture have to? Does the Mona Lisa picture has to prove to anybody that it is the original? Those who know it is the original. Had to get away from those people. Yeah, we keep pausing. Yeah, I don't know why I keep pausing, but okay. Think about it. Does the Mona Lisa picture really have to say, you know what? I'm the Mona Lisa picture. I'm the original. But no, the experts know by the strokes of the painter who painted it that this is the original, by what it's different page strokes and what the artist did and did this and that. They know that it's original. It's not that the paint needs to prove himself. It's that everybody needs to prove. People come to them and say, yeah, that's the original. That's the authentic thing. What happens is we in the world where everybody wants to pretend, fake, social media. I'm living this life. I got this car. I got these women. I got this man. I got the best wedding. I got the best thing. Everybody wants to pump up. It's like when I was a kid, a Halloween time. Even though my father wasn't too keen on us going to Halloween, participating in Halloween, we had to go to Hallelujah Ween or whatever we went to. Holla Jesus, we had to do that. But one thing that what was crazy is we have people who wanted to be the Incredible Hulk. So they got these air things and they walk around like this, like there was an Incredible Hulk. All we had to do was put a pin on there and the whole suit would have went down. We got a lot of people who walking around on social media like they're Incredible Hulk, but they really are David Banner. Not David Banner. His name what was his name? Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner, I think it was. My point is this. Don't allow social media to put helium in your head to pretend to be something that you are not. I know makeup artists and all like that. Everybody want to pretend to be something that they're not. The most authentic thing that you can do, and this is going to be part of my last point. The most authentic thing that you can do, I've said, is what? One, authentic is what? Undisputed original, genuine. I said you embrace your uniqueness. The next thing is you will be irritated with fakes, and they will be irritated with you. But the following thing I want to get is this. With being your authentic self. Oh, and I said being your authentic self is being honest. So I gave you about 5 points right there about being authentic. But the thing about being authentic is this. Being authentic and being your authentic self will cause you to look at life a little differently. Being your authentic self, and this is the last point I want to get at. Being your authentic self is when you can embrace the flaws about you. Let me say that again. See, people think being authentic is, you perfect, you picture perfect, you got it all together, everything is right, beard tight, this and that, everything, you make up everybody. No, the beauty of the Mona Lisa picture is this. To the trained eye, they see the flaws. Man, y'all, just too much for y'all, man. Let me chill, man. To the trained eye who studied years and years of paintings and different parts of paintings, realize that there are intrinsically flaws in the painting. But that's what makes it so authentic. The copies try to take out the flaws, not knowing that the flaws are what makes it authentic. Man, y'all better catch this. Being your authentic self is embracing the flaws, the inadequacies, the misnomers about you, the issues that you have unresolved. And that's part of embracing your authentic self. It's when you can say, you know what? Me being authentically, I know I have an issue or something to work on, and I have something that is there. See, most people try to hide their issues or their problems because they want to present a perfect representation of who they are instead of being their authentic self and saying, yes, this is me. Yes, that's authentically me. The beauty of being authentic is when you can embrace your flaws and embrace them unscathed. No sense in feeling guilty about being authentic. Correct. Y'all got it. Understand, like going to an art gallery, the details of the eyes others can grasp. Right. Sense. Yeah. So this is the thing. When you are authentic, I said those other things, but when you're being authentic, it's when you can embrace your flaws and you can almost laugh at them. I mean, laugh. Look at this. People themselves would embrace you if you are authentic. The authentic Mona Lisa costs $800 million. But to us, she's ugly. Why? Because of the what? It is flawed. It is not the perfect picture. And like you said, she's ugly. Salute, what's going on? Don't do that again. It's flawed. When you can being authentic, it is not about I don't embrace my flaws. It's knowing that you have embraced your flaws, the things that make you who you are. When you realize that then you can walk in true freedom. That's being authentic. See, most people think being authentic is covering the things about you that ain't right or things that ain't like it should be. Thank you. Let others praise you, not yourself. Right. I remember, and they say in the animal kingdom, and I can't remember the story real clear, but I remember hearing it. It is not the perfect between the mating season. I believe it was the gorilla or it might be the monkey, one of the two. What they would do is they will pretend to have an impediment or a flaw in order to mate with this particular woman. What's going on, Joe Blast? What's going on, Blackjack? And what happens is, because of that impediment or that flaw, they were being authentic. What happened is they would mate. No one wants something that is just too perfect. We know then that if it's too perfect, if it's too together, and that is all like that, it may be a fake. Let me give you my New York story. Going down New York is in Chinatown, and I realized what they have done in this area is they have mastered the art of copy. They've mastered the art of duplicating what? Everything. They've mastered the art of duplicating the original. So much so you can't even tell between a Louis bag, real Louis bag, and a fake Louis bag. You almost have to look inside and see if it had the stamps and the numbers on it. I remember when I was in New York, the big thing was True Religion jeans. I'm going down there by 100. I was going down by 125th Street. It's in Harlem. Walking down there with my cousin. This guy is out there. He said, "Yo, man, what's going on, son? Hey, I got these True Religion jeans, man. These are True Religion." He pop them up, and you see the Buddha on stamp, and you see the hook and everything like that. Oh man, these are some True Religion jeans. But if you look a little close, they were not the original True Religion jeans. And he almost got me because I was about to buy some because I wanted the True Religion jeans to say I bought some True Religion jeans. But they have mastered the art of copy, so much so that people will go to New York, get the knockoff, and sell them as the original because they want to pose and pretend that they have the what? Original. Only the keen eye can tell the authentic Louis Vuitton, Prada, Gucci from the fake. They look so real that if you put them next to each other, you would have to be like, wait a minute, what's one of the real and the fake? The patterns are. Yeah, they was spelled True Religion. Right. Yeah, right. They was spelled True Religion. Y'all already know. You have to always look at the pattern and say, wait a minute, bruh. And I remember they almost got me with them. I would have been walking around, like you said, with True Religion jeans. Instead, it wouldn't have been the Buddha on there. It would have been a baby on there. I'm like, oh man, I got me some True Religion jeans. And only the keen eye will be able to tell the truth. And it's amazing how people can master the art of not being the original. Let me say that again. It's amazing how people have mastered the art of not being the original. And I remember I was on 125th Street. You know exactly where it was. I was in Harlem with my cousin. I don't even know where we parked at. We parked somewhere, but I was there. You can't cut the grass in a pair, right? And I was there. I was like, man. Then when I remember later on when I was staying there, I remember going down to Chinatown. I'm looking at all these places. I'm going in here. I see they got these purses. They got these watches. They got the Gucci watches. They got the Louis watches. They got what's the other watches out there? They had the Movados. They have all that stuff. And I realized, wait. And they move. And I realized they are not the original. They are just a knockoff. Some people rather live being a knockoff than being the original. There's a whole market, as I was in Chinatown, of vendors. Side Street, some side street, I was scared to go down. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna go down. We will go down here. Of places. You pull up the garage door and you see they got a whole bunch of knockoffs of anything you want. You want some Michael Jordan, you want some Jordans, they got the knockoffs. Instead of Michael Jordan like this, they got them all like they got the knockoffs. Why? Because they're realizing that people's insatiable appetite for the authentic, and they're taking advantage of it by giving them a knockoff. You already see back in the day, and I'm gonna give this my last story. Back in the day, when I was dating at my time, to be wife, when I was married, we went to the mall. We rode up to the mall. I think we caught the bus. We wasn't even driving yet. Rode up to the mall, and we went to one of the jewelry spots. So we went to the jewelry spot. I said, yeah, girl, I'm going to get you a herringbone. And, one of them jewelry spots that's in the middle of the mall, they got gold herringbones. They got the silver. They got the watches. They got the guy like, yo, what do you want? I got you. So I said, yeah, I want to get me a herringbone, and I want to get her a herringbone. He said, all right. We gonna get you. We got you. We gonna get you gold on a rope. I mean, gold by the inch. So I'm like, oh man, I'm doing something. I got her herringbone. She was like, oh, I like the herringbone. So she rocking her herringbone, hair down to her past her shoulder. She doing all this. And I'm like, yeah, and I got me one. We got the matching herringbones. I thought I was doing something, but it's funny. We got matching herringbones when we caught the bus. We was on the bus. We was on the bus going back home. I think we got something to eat there then, whatever the case may be. But we got the matching herringbones. We thought we was doing something. I didn't get the big one. What's going on, Elaine? What's going on? I got the matching. Hey, Elaine, I was at Randall Mall getting the matching herringbones. She know what I'm talking about. I was at Randall Mall getting the matching herringbones. We was, yeah. She had, she was, oh, I like it. I'm like, yeah, I like it too. You look, oh, let me see. You say, do like this. Do like that right there. You showing off the herringbone. Like, oh, yeah. So she can tell her girlfriend, yeah, LDA got that herringbone for me. And I got the herringbone. So we got to match them. So, one thing I said, you know what? The guy said, hey, I'm going to tell you now what you need to do. You got to keep it clean and you can't take a shower in it. I said, man, what? He said, no, you can't take a shower in it. Me being naive, didn't really know about gold or whatever the case may be. It was gold plated. And what had happened was, and I was at Random Mall. I signed off of it and paid for it. Thought I was a big dog paying for the gold gold plated herringbone for my girlfriend who was going to be my wife later on. I get on the bus and he said, don't Get in the shower with it. Take it off. I said, man, I looked at her and said, I wonder why he said take it off. She's like, well, okay, whatever. Baby, we got to the, we were dating and we used to go bike ride all the time. We used to go bike riding, me and her. We would bike ride over here, bike over, you're going to sweat. And I realized that gold plated began to fade. I say, wait a minute. I done spent all this money on this gold plated that's fading. And you right, I got the green neck. Now I was a little embarrassed because now I got my girl at the time, this gold plated hair bone that's fading on her. And then the most craziest thing, it was fading, but the thing that got me, it was this. The clamp on it broke. I was like, man, this is some craziness, man. Why this got to happen to me? Why this got to happen to me? I got this gold. I bought this gold plated herringbone for me and my girl, and the clamp breaks. And we try to get it to clamp on, and it won't work. It got stuck. The clamp part got stuck. Let alone it was beginning to fade. And when you're wearing something, you don't got time to every time you take a shower, take a bath, you taking it off, it turned green. I'm here to tell you, that was the last time I bought some gold-plated, 10-karat gold-plated herringbone rings. A herringbone necklace at the mall. I was done. Not the the green neck. I had the green finger. You had the green finger, right? God, yeah. It's amazing she still even married me after all that. But I'm here to tell you, this is how people are in real life. They go through the store of life, going and not being their authentic self. And they don't even realizing that they have they got the gold finger, they got the gold neck, because they're not their authentic self. Gold by the inch, baby. You already know it. I was there, baby. I thought I was doing something. The gold plated, you couldn't tell me nothing. But this how people are. They're so desperate to have something that they forget that they're not being their authentic self, and they're walking around like a green person, green, faded, clamps don't work, because they're the gold-plated version of themselves and not the real version of who they are. Like I said, I'm surprised she even married me after that. Now, I will admit, so y'all don't think I was being cheap, I got her ring made. I went to a jeweler and I got her ring made. So don't think, and I didn't go to the gold-plated place to get it made. No, I got her wedding ring made. But the story, the gist of the story is, a lot of people are walking around being gold-plated and realizing that all they are is a bunch of people walking around the screen. You see it on YouTube, Instagram, anywhere else. They are the most. They are the epitome of the gold by the inch. Why? Because they ain't being real. Now I got this gold chain that is real. It ain't faded. It ain't did all that stuff. The clamp work. Got the gold, and I'm not trying to show this because, oh, you look at the LDA trying to show. I ain't trying to show. I'm trying to tell you the difference. Ain't turned green yet. Why? Because it is the real thing. Many of you are going through life and don't realize that your life, because you're not being authentic, that your life is fading, that you're turning green, that you are about to be thrown away, because you're not being your authentic self. You are gradually fading away. If we were to put you in a shower, or you were to go to somewhere, guess what? You will be your fake self, and you will break at any sign of pressure, because you're not your real self. Right on. One cannot even try to improve you if you can't recognize and acknowledge we all have strengths of false. Right. So I'm here to tell you. You said, Martin, man, so you can, I promise you. I promise you. It's when you realize that a lot of people are not being their authentic self, that they're fading, that they're gold-plated, they got gold-plated teeth, that they're not their authentic self, that they're robbing the world of who they really are by pretending that they are the real authentic gold when we all know that you're gold-plated. Look at that. Look, I bought a Movado off the street on the Windy City, and shortly afterwards, my Movado Circle fell off inside the watch. Bruh. Bruh. Why? But it's the same thing. Many people are that Movado watch. You look at them like, oh man, it's the real thing. And you realize 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, they are the face of who they are has fallen off. And they are not their authentic self. I promise you, the world is begging for people to be authentic. They're begging for you to be who you really are. They don't want you to be a carbon copy. They don't want you to be the gold by the inch. They don't want you to be the gold plated. They want you to be who you say you gonna be. The world is back. Trust me, there is a whole market. There's a whole sector of people being phony. If there's a Chinatown, and no shout out, this is not a slight against Chinatown, but there's a whole sector of people making copies of the original. A whole place. Ask the little kid who got the fake Jordans. Ask the kid who got the fake Jordans and went to school the next day and found out he didn't have the real Jordans on. Did his mama take back the Jordans and give him the Shaqs? Ask the little kid who got to go to school and he thought he got some Jordans on and he realized he got the fake Jordans on. And then all the kids who know what real Jordans are say, bruh, them ain't real. But we're in the world of people with instant gratification and instant notoriety and instant I want it now, that you rather settle for fake Jordans than pay the money to get the real ones. Do what it takes to be the real you. Some of y'all even settling for the Shaqs. At least Shaqs are real. Shaq made them, you know. So with that being said, embrace the flaws that you're there. Embrace who you are. You will irritate people who are fake, and fake people will irritate you. Being authentic is what? Being authentic is undisputed, the original. With that being said, this is Lawrence D. Adams. Wednesday. Let me do this. We will. I am working on a private group. Not private group. It's a private community. Inside of that private community, you will experience value, transformation. Let me run the music back. You will get that. You will get that. You don't want just information, you want transformation. We have an influx of information, but we have a lot of people who what? Who do not have what? Transformation. Inside of this private community, we will bring about transformation. Transformation and like people who think like we think. The thinking class. This is what you want to be a part of. It's being built. I'm doing the last little parts of it. It's not perfect. I'm putting it together, but you want to be a part of a community that brings about transformation, and you don't want to be stuck with just a bunch of information. I ain't about to do a whole bunch of content on there. It's about us working together and creating value together. Let me read these last comments and I'm out. Nah, bring a fake bag home to your wife. You're going to learn the ins and out of authentic designer. Right. Firestream. Thank you, Wade. My mom, I'm going to say like, my mama bought me a gold colored ring from Avon. You know the rest. I already got clowns on lock. Right. So yeah, you want to be a part of this community, private community. You want to be a part of it. The thinking class is about transformation. Let me make sure I emphasize it. The value of it is transformation. And yes, it will cost to be a part of it. Transformation. Transformation is not free. I don't care what nobody say. It's not free. So you want to be a part of that. This is just a precursor. So with that being said, let me run the music and the t-shirts. Once I find a good vendor, t-shirts will be out. Don't get mad. Just leave. LDA and I'm out. I gotta go. Peace. Wednesday. I'm out. Don't get them gold rings, baby. You dig? Stay away from the gold rings. Stay away from the gold rings. Gold plated, gold by the inch. Oh, I bought me gold by the inch. Poor ex-wife, boy, I done did her wrong with that. Gotta go out and call and apologize for getting that gold by the inch. Always boom something. Get it. Oh, go. LDA is
Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe. and you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it, 'cause I can give you what you need. I'll be your fantasy, I got you. Tell me what you want, babe, then come get it. Tell me what you want, babe, go get it, man. Don't forget it, babe, and you'll get it, man. Don't forget it.